By that time, I was living reckless.
Sure. Yeah.
We go to the middle of the field. This is a very weird prayer for me. What's going on now? He starts honking like a pig. It's a threat that my life is threatened.
Yeah.
Threatening grade 11.
Like,
what threats do I have? You know, there are people being cut. Their only goal was to convert me. So I'm like, wait, I'm a Christian, dude. What are you trying to convert me to? The moment church comes.
No ways. There's no way.
I start doing Bible studies with the Mormon guys.
Then how did you find yourself? And what prompted you at that moment to say, no, this is it. This is your turning point. This is the turnaround. Hello there, Sand Fam. Welcome to another episode of I've Been Through the Most podcast right here on Centtwinz TV YouTube. If you're listening to us on Spotify or other audio platforms, welcome. And of course, we are on our different social media platforms. Please go ahead and show us some love there. Go follow and comment. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. That is where we are. Our latest promos and everything is posted exclusively for you. So please make sure you subscribe right here on YouTube and make sure that you like on the other social platforms. If you want to be a guest on the show and you have been through the most, please do send us an email. The email address will be shared down below. Now, today's guest,
I'm so excited about it, actually.
I know. It's like, I never thought this would happen. Like,
but
how,
it did.
God, how did you cross our path? How did you make this happen?
Yeah. Right.
So we have Brother Ricky here in studio on the show, and it's like I'm thrilled to have you. It feels like we've met before, but we haven't met before.
Yeah.
Because we always watch your videos, so welcome.
Even when you're the ones who are getting the stray bullets. Thank you very much for having me.
I try and avoid those videos. I'm like, should I or should I not watch this one? When I see us on the thumbnail, I'm like, should I? And people will always send us the videos. They'll always send us. I'm like, okay, I need to be ready. I know when it's Brother Rick, I need to be ready to receive it. But yeah, thank you for honoring us today and for being here and for wanting to be vulnerable enough to share your story. I think most people perhaps they know you for sharing the content that you share on your channel. But today, let's get to know you better.
My name is Ricky. I'm a Christian apologist, or what you would call a defender of the faith, or a person who you would see as a watchman. My concern is when people hear something, I take it very personal, that someone is going to hear this thing here. Yeah. So that's what an apologist is. And actually it comes from the book of the Epistle of Peter, when he says, always be ready to give an apologia, that's the Greek word, always be ready to give an answer for the hope that is in you. That's where the word apologetic comes from. It doesn't mean to apologize. It means it means to make an advocacy for faith, basically.
Oh, that's a tough job, though.
Is it like more of a correction?
It depends which one. Okay. For example, the last episode that I made on you guys, it was on the fire thing, right?
Oh, yes.
So on the fire thing, I wasn't correcting. On the fire thing, I was now speaking about, taking things in faith. And having a good spirit for suffering.
Yeah.
Because the gospel of suffering has been completely ripped out of the church nowadays. It's just prosperity.
Yeah.
But you have people like Lazarus who suffered faithfully and he is rewarded. We have people like
Job.
Yeah. That's a good suffering.
That's went through the most.
Yes, the headlines.
Yes.
So that's an example of sometimes you're not always. It's easy for someone to say, no, you're always painting with the color red, without seeing that it's an all round for the body, basically. Yeah.
Sure. Wow. So, and when did you start becoming an apologist?
No, apologist. No, wait. Am I right?
Apologist.
Yes. When did that happen? After you were born again? Has it always been there?
I think it all comes from how I came to faith. And I think that particular journey showed me where my position was. So when I'm in high school, long story cut short, when I'm in high school, 2008 or so, there's a small kid that we used to know by the name of Tsaone. I don't mean to cause any wounds for anybody that's thinking. Tsaone was a very quiet kid. We used to do battle rap and whatnot, and he would just hang around. He was always just around. Very quiet. He would just greet you, and that's the last conversation you're going to have. He's just going to be there smiling. Wow, great. We went to the holidays in June, and we heard that Tsaone passed. Oh, okay, wait. What happened to Tsaone? I was not born again by then.
Yeah.
The word that YouTube does not like and stuff like that. And so that hit me with a ton of bricks. Like, that's such an innocent person. By that time, I was living reckless. We used to just leave. Me and my friend would be going from school. We hear our favorite song, Bongs. We hear Bongs. or Bojo Mujo. We go into the club during the week.
Sure.
You know? And so I was the most of headaches amongst my siblings for my mom. And so seeing that, how life is so fragile, brought me to that, okay, now this is serious. Now some people came, they preached at our school and whatnot. I tell you now, I tried listening, I'm talking about Jesus, what? And I'm like, okay, he died. What are you talking about Jesus for? Like, what is the connection between the two? Yeah. And then I kept visiting. During that same period, I was visiting my auntie's house in Pretoria. And we have a branch of our family that's Islam.
Oh.
And they have completely branched to a point where they don't even visit home because Islam separates thingy, but the doctrine that they had there. So, and I was there. Now I was now converting. You know, Islam is very beautiful, whatnot, because Catholic and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so, Islamic apologetics is literally catered for Catholics.
So you fitted in perfectly.
I was just a perfect fit. So by hearing what they believe, it made me say, yeah, no, Christianity can't be true. Can't, you know, it's Catholicism. Catholicism doctrine is completely different to Christianity. And so it hit me, and I was swept in there. My mom only said, this is where my ministry came in. My mom always used to say, it's not true. She just didn't have the answer of how to answer me. But it's not true, but she couldn't tell me what. So now Tsaone passed away. Fail matric. You know, when you fail matric, that's when you realize how this thing of friends is a scam. Came to that point.
That must be the worst grade to fail, actually.
Yeah, it should be illegal.
Yeah, no. You shouldn't be able to fail matric, because how did you get to matric? You can't get all the way to matric to fail. Like someone did something, it can't be your fault.
To make it worse, for our generation, I think my 2000 sometimes they take lightly what they have now.
Yes.
You are the one that sees the result. Back then, everyone knew.
When your name is not on that newspaper.
Oh my goodness. So
sure,
they will scream. They will call you. Karina would be going to the, when we go back to the village, we go to plow and what.
Yeah.
So that morning you make sure you are in the
very
field.
Early.
People call you in the middle. Hey, Baba, you didn't make it for breakfast. So I failed. All my friends scattered. And I'm like, so do I actually even have a friend here? So that's when reality sets in. Now I have to answer those questions that, what were the preachers saying? How did this kid dying and whatnot? And now Islam here and whatnot. My girlfriend at the time, but the name of Mtatsi, I can say her name because she was a really amazing person for me. And so she says, you know what, Ricky, I'm no longer coming to meet you, because she used to meet me on Sundays.
Yeah.
I'm no longer coming to meet you. Please go to church.
On Sunday.
Yeah, and that's like Ricky. And so, okay, fine, I'll go. Finally. So I go. So doctrine became so important for me. Having gone so far, there was a period in 2011 when I was it 2011? No. 2007, actually. When I was still in grade 11, I think around there, when I went to visit another branch of the family, my father's family branch, Kibazet. Cool. And when I was there, someone claimed he's a prophet, he's part of the family that side, and he said we must go and pray. Okay, no problem, let's go and pray. How they don't just sit and pray. They don't just sit and pray.
Sure.
Yeah.
We go to the middle of the field.
Really?
Yeah. It's pretty wild. We go to the middle of the field. We're supposed to wear jackets. We get inside the middle of the field on all fours. This is a very weird prayer for me. What's going on now? I want to show where does that ministry come from. We kneel on all fours and they start praying, and this guy starts barking like I don't know if you can correct me in the comments. Be nice. He starts honking like a pig.
Oh my
Sure.
And so Kobazet, this prophet is about to come out now.
Oh, it's like a manifestation of some sort.
Yeah, it prepares you that you're about to hear.
Something is happening.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Ay, mchana aska khutlela Gauteng without going to Boeing. It's a threat that my life is threatened. Ko Gauteng.
Yeah.
Threatening grade 11. What threats do I have? And so I went, not because I wanted to. I went because now there's a threat on my life.
So you wanted to see.
I have to see what
You're
am I
that
going
guy.
there for? I'm that guy. You have to go and read. So I go down there. It's not a story worth telling. And so I go there, and practically what I see is I was very annoyed when I got there. I was very annoyed. Before you even get into worship, about and then there's an old man on the other side, Mola. He's holding a small little stick like this. He's knocking me. He's knocking. It can't be this difficult just to get in and worship. Bazalani, how rirang kanti. So ratsena mole. And then we start singing and we say, and the peanuts are if you are from Limpopo,
Yeah.
Once they start,
There's a rhythm.
There's a rhythm, you catch on. Okay, no, fine, we finish there. There are people being cut.
Wow.
So, what, all those kind of things are happening. So, I come out there and I'm like, my spirit is completely off. And I remember before we left, there was a period where someone came up and they were picking up the pictures. They just had a huge delivery of pictures. So they said, hey, Bafana. They just drag me in and they say, hey, go pick up. I said, okay, we go pick up the pictures. We have to enter into some offices inside. And just being there was like, how do people accept this?
Sure.
You sit in the sun, Baba. I'm like, okay, it's fine. That's what they believe. I came back to Joburg and I continued with my Islam. I had already been pursuing Islam.
Yes.
At that time. So by the time matric failing comes in, I'm at a point where I am at the crossroad of, I've seen all of these things. Nobody has answers.
Come on.
They can only say, I don't think this is true. Oh, do you know this is... So it's pulling me that way and that way. And so, what is fine. Let me find my own church. I decide to go to a church. I may go to my mom's church. Okay, sharp. My mom has a Good News Bible. I get myself there. There's a youth thingy. And then, this is another warning again with church hurt. Sometimes church hurt just places you properly. It's not all church hurt that we should now be crying about and all that kind of stuff. So I get there. There's a particular person who says he's a bishop. And he turns around, he says, hey, you, where's John in the Bible? It's my first time in church. He's like, I think this church is too small. I should just go to a bigger church. So I found a church called Mount Calvary, which was...
Wait, did he want you to tell him, is it in the New Testament or Old Testament?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh,
So-
why?
The Bible.
I didn't know. I don't know. So I'm like, so I'm looking around like, how he can't be asking me. It's my first time here, guys. Like, and so okay, it's cool. I find a bigger church. There was a bigger church called Mount Calvary. That's where I ended up getting born again.
Okay.
And stuff like that. And then 2 weeks later, after I got born again, I saw him go super bad. I know, the wrong kind.
Sure. Immediately.
The same guy. So it didn't result in me bitterness and stuff like this. I was like, yeah, some people are just not.
Yes.
So that journey to that point showed me the importance of doctrine. I was tossed around there. And something then happens. Immediately I got born again. I absolutely loved Abu Perry Stone, all these guys on TBN and whatnot. My auntie stays, go. So I would say I would make it an effort every single weekend to go down there, watch TBN and whatnot and stuff like that. I moved out of my mom's quarters, and then they had a small, a bigger spot in the dining, which there was no TV. I didn't want no TV. I didn't want no radio.
So you're an extremist. Like you went all in.
I went all in. I was like, you know what? Okay, that's a very good question.
Yeah.
It's because I knew I had a weakness in reading. I couldn't sit down and read. That's how I failed.
Oh.
So I was like, you know what? If I attend many services, I'm going to know the Bible.
I'm going to get it.
I'm going to get it. I'm going to start to understand. So I attended everything that was. As a matter of fact, that by that time there was a church in downtown. So we would attend service there. I would attend as an usher. I got born again this month. By next month, I was an usher. And I would come to church at 5 to clean the chairs, whatnot, go back home, dress, come back to church, attend the 8 o'clock service up until 10, attend the 10 o'clock service up until 1, come out from there, run to Impact of Christ. Because Impact of Christ had a service, an afternoon service that used to take for... Because I want to know the Bible. I'm attending all this.
Curious. You were that hungry.
Yeah. And my weakness, I was very clear. I can't read. So since I struggle to read,
let me
listen
let
to
me
as much.
Yes.
And so my running around and trying to hear this and hear that and made me realize the differences in doctrines in many different churches. Oh, okay, this one's believe this. Oh, okay, this one's allow this. Oh, okay. Now I see now. Then I had a Jehovah's Witness interaction that added to my confusion. I think there are some churches that are just set up for confusing us. Let's be honest. So these guys would come, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I'm still in that point of I just want to hear everything.
Yes.
So they come and they knock. Oh, okay, yeah, we have this thing. We can do a Bible study. I'm like, okay, come in. We sit.
Sure.
And I would ask questions. So you said what? So you said what? So they saw, this one has too many questions.
Yeah.
So they referred me to one particular brother. No matter where I was, that guy would drive to me.
Sure.
No matter where I was.
Make
he would
himself
drive.
available. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
So every single weekend he had a Bible study with me. Okay, no, that's fine. My church has Bible studies during the week, like 2 sessions a week and stuff like that. Mount Calvary by that time. Taught by Pastor David White, who would be my first mentor in the Christian faith. And when I started attending his classes, immediately I encounter another one, Seventh-day Adventist. I thought I was just supposed to
They're
be
like,
born
Sabbath,
again.
my brother.
Sabbath. You are not ticking this box. Okay, Sabbath now. Okay, so I do a Bible study. Let me try and please all these people. I'll do a Bible study with the Jehovah's Witnesses. I'll do the Bible study with the Seventh-day Adventists. Now, this is 1 week. Every week, I had a schedule.
This excludes your history from Islam, Catholic, and this all is one person still.
Yeah. It's me navigating all of these things. So, the Seventh-day Adventist guys, I would meet them 3 times a week. And every single time they had a new DVD. They had a seminar, they had a session, they had a Sabbath school, they had what? One day they just got tired. You know what? There's a 45-hour study. said, hey, the way was
This will last you for a year. Goodbye.
Yeah, no, this will last you 45 hours by Professor Walter, something like that. I watched that thing in like 3 days.
Sure.
In 3
You're
days.
curious, hey?
So I went back to them and I said, yeah, no, I watched it. They're like, so now have you concluded about the Sabbath? I'm like, you are talking about a lot of stuff than Sabbath.
I'm sure you still had questions after that.
They don't want to.
Long.
They don't have. They don't. Their only goal was to convert me. So I'm like, wait, I'm a Christian, dude. What are you trying to convert me to? But anyways, so this war now, I have Seventh-day Adventist guys. Then I meet the Jehovah's Witness guys. He starts pressing on. We only have one time a year where we do the communion.
Sure.
Are you coming, my brother?
Yo,
I must make a decision. Right now. So, and then to add insult to injury, when this,
Yeah.
the Mormon church comes,
no ways. There's no way.
I start doing Bible studies with the Mormon guys.
Where do you find all
Oh, wait,
These
did they
people were
find
just,
you?
I can't even explain. And if I meet one and I lose contact with this one, maybe we'll do 2-3 Bible studies. By next week, I'll have another one. And these people are very hard to find. But somehow.
Yeah, because I'm like, I've never even met anyone from the Mormon church.
What?
And to make it worse, I moved to Ponte, the Vodacom building.
Yeah.
They have a temple right behind.
It's like you followed them.
Yo. So now they were coming. I had one Bible study with them a week. They're telling me about Joseph Smith, the priesthood. These other churches don't have the priesthood. It's only Joseph Smith who restored the priesthood. I'm like, it was never lost. What are we talking about?
Yo.
No, this side, no, it's Sabbath. It's Sabbath, my brother, Sabbath.
Sure.
The spirit of prophecy. What spirit of prophecy? What are we talking about? So what's all this confusion?
Yo.
So this thing, even when I was certain about a certain thing, I was bound to be confused about it.
Yes.
Because-
It's a lot.
Shoo,
It's an
you've been set up.
overload of information.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
Yeah. Kuri- Never ntwasisa.
Literally.
Yeah. And everybody's trying to win you over. It's a lot.
It's no longer about. Remember, the whole commission is that we are here to tell people the hope that is in us.
Come on.
How is this hope?
Yeah.
How am I talking about hope? And okay, so I'm like, my brother, I remember talking to one particular, the Sabbath guys. And bear in mind, no, I think I gave a wrong impression. I said they used to give me DVDs. No, they used to make me buy the DVDs.
Oh, okay. They were not free. You paid for them.
They were not giving me nothing for free. They were making me buy those DVDs.
And you still bought it.
I bought them. I bought all of them. I don't have most of them. I only have the Mark Woodman guy and the Professor Walter, because those ones were more expensive. So this information, so other people go through their spiritual experiences. Oh, they are tossed around by ancestors and whatnot. I was being tossed in the head.
Sure.
And if you think the one that you face in the spirit is difficult, it's equally the same
really
for the one
is.
who is dealing with. Because in the head, that one in the head, at least when you get to sleep, and that's when you see those things. I mean, I live with it.
You live
Yes.
with it on a daily.
And you can't unhear things.
No.
Once it's there in your mind, somehow it plays a part. And even in your thinking or your reasoning, it does come back. But then how did you find yourself? How did you find who's you? And what prompted you at that moment to say, no, this is it. This is your turning point. This is the turnaround.
Immediately, I think about a year and a half after I got born again, I started a YouTube channel, because I
Is that when you started?
Yeah, I
The
started.
same one?
No, the current one is 2019.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I got banned out of 8 channels. Yeah. They've been fighting me for years. Okay? Wow. And because I didn't take time to understand copyright law and whatnot, fair use, and all that kind of stuff. So they took advantage of that. As a matter of fact, my first channel, I used to go by R13. 13 was my number at school.
Oh, and,
And
you used
R
that,
is Ricky.
yeah.
Oh wow.
I didn't even say my whole name. I didn't even appear. That was 2010. So during that period, to go back to your thing, finding what do I believe in, where do I stand? I found that I don't believe in none of these things. You can't all be contradicting each other
Sure.
and all be right.
And you're all Christians.
No, something's going wrong. Something is offishy somewhere. Now, so I started watching a lot of videos. I'd spent by that around 2011 or so. I started watching a lot of videos online. And I started evangelizing those videos. So I'll take those videos, take a laptop, run to a school or something, and ask for assembly. Ask for a class. If you have a free class, give me. I'll come
You
and
go
I'll
and
teach.
preach.
I would write letters. My friend would write me a letter. My friend Tumelo Makudu, he would write me a letter. He was a student at UJ. Uses his card to go and swipe, print me letters. I go submit at schools.
Wow.
We evangelize the schools.
Sure.
So they gave me so many slots. Hey, it's okay, do not do this at home.
Don't try it.
Don't try this. And so around that time, I started getting a lot of slots where they were free subject during my periods when I was supposed to be in school. So now the burning says, hey, I could be talking to those kids now, or I could be attending math. I'll be back.
I'm going to talk to the kids.
I'm lying to myself. I ran to the school, do this thing. The kids have more questions.
And
more
you
questions.
love that. You like that guy, the engaging
Yeah.
guy.
He's a
Yes.
teacher.
So before you know it, I'm not going back to the school. Gafila lekwa. That's beside. Don't try that at home. It's a very terrible. It led to a 10-year struggle.
Ended in tears.
It ended in tears. So unless you are ready to struggle for that 10 years, don't go that route. And so that period defined for me what exactly is my message to people now. Because I was now taking these people online. I don't know them. I don't have, because the thing is this. If I meet you and now you have my number, you can call me. You can persuade me to do things that I was not going to do because I feel like I'm indebted to you. You took time. And so that it creates a false narrative for a relationship.
That's it.
And so personally, to be honest with you, I want to tell you, here you are wrong. If I can't tell you, and you claim to be my friend, I know you're not my friend.
Yes.
I'd rather go back and sit by myself. That 2008 experience when all the friends, I'm like, okay, Kifeiti Metriki, while I was playing with my friends, where are those friends now?
Yes.
So the same way I treat the Bible, just about the same. If everybody, if all of you, and I mean all of you, including you, decided, Ricky, this is not right. I've gone through too much for me to say, maybe just so that I can make your feelings can be thrown in the dustbin.
Yeah.
It's not about feelings.
Yeah, no.
We're past that stage.
Yeah, no. I will
You
listen
can't
to.
meet the expectations of people. It's almost impossible. Like now we're just in a season of dealing with divine expectations where it's just all about God, because people have made it so much about themselves that they actually stealing our valuable time and consuming our resources and stealing our spiritual efforts because they are trying to, feel like they belong. But I mean, I think what you're saying is so powerful, and there's so many lessons in your story. I'm trying to grasp everything, but there's really so many lessons that you're sharing here, and I think it really took God.
Yeah.
Because if people watch you and watch your channel, they would actually understand the level of revelation that you have, the depth in knowledge and in the word of God, and spiritually how matured you've become. But it was all a setup, I think, from God. So that now you can never question anything. It's so solid that it's steadfast.
Yeah.
And I think it was for this purpose, for this time, and for all those 8 channels, for this one to make it, because he needed all of those to surrender for the fulfillment of what he wants to do now.
Yeah, most definitely. And to to kind of like bring in harmony out of all of that chaos, I rewrote my matric 4 times.
Yo, what?
Yeah. And whenever I went to write, there would be something that would just go wrong. Like, I remember one day I got to a class. I can't remember where it was. Where I was supposed to write. I kid you not. I was there exactly at 9 o'clock. The building was so wide. The yard of the building. You know, that's why when I came here, I bolted, because I've realized. You see, this guy, Unyawo.
Yeah.
Nyawo undermines walking. Never undermine walking. Walking will make you think, I'll be there now.
Yes.
It's 9 o'clock. I rounded Yazashawule 9.
No.
11 o'clock.
On
I'm
your exam.
rounding. Yeah. The exam is going to finish at 12. So I rounded just to go and find the other entrance. It took me like 20 minutes. And they tell me, no, this is not the right entrance, Baba. We are the entrance. There's a door there.
Yeah, no.
So I went back. That's 40 minutes. Now, when I get to this guys, he says, no, you're not supposed to be on this entrance. There's another entrance on that side. That's
Anxiety
10
would
minutes.
finish me.
Same.
I
I've
can't.
just listened to it in anxiety.
I
I'm just
can't.
like, no.
I'll just fail before even anything. It's too much. Like, the inconvenience to the exam is a lot.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe this is a direction. Niziphi revelation ngale so skate.
You like, it's fine.
No, it's fine, guys. Let's just
Accept.
fail. Let's fail nicely and whatnot. And that's just it. Nahamba, I went to CJC. My CJC thing, that was the weirdest thing. I attended everything. We wrote the exams. They said my practicals don't show. And they fail you if you don't use your
How?
practicals. And I was there. We were there busy sorting out bricks, pretending as if we were building. They said, no, your practicals are not there. I said,
How?
I'm like,
Right.
So why
meant
is
to
it your
be.
problem then if they can't find it?
It was
God
meant
set
to
up.
be. Yeah.
Set up.
God
It
set
was
up.
meant
Yeah.
to be.
And it's that process which just completely humbles.
Yes.
To see. And then by that period, I just got a prophecy. This is the one prophecy that I've had for the past 10 years of my life.
Yeah.
I haven't had, I get shocked when people are hearing prophecies every single week. Hey, but you need that many.
Yes.
Pela, it's supposed to be to aid you. It's no longer aiding you. You're a baby now.
Sure.
So 2012, I visit my mom's church again. This time as a matured Christian a little bit. And the pastor then turns out, he doesn't just prophesy. He just turns around and says, you see you, there's something you're going to do that's going to stick out. Every single time you look at the tower, the telecom tower,
Wow.
you must see exactly what you're going to be doing.
Yo.
So if you look at Church Reality Check now, and you look at thingy,
Yo.
it sticks out. It's fine. You don't like it. It's not my own doing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, that guy,
Sure.
he said it like that. And when he said it, we moved. And then we came back and we said, you said this, prophet. And he says, I said what?
Sure. That was God.
Yeah. So it was such that kind of told me, okay, there's something I'm going to do. Fine. Now, you think that it would manifest by that time. No, it doesn't.
Took
That was
time.
2011. 2011, remember, I had already started a YouTube channel.
Yes.
And I started the channel because, unlike people who start channels now to make money, I started the channel because the kids that I was ministering to were leaving the high schools. So they were like, where do we get your messages?
Oh, so it can be accessible to
Because
them
you had
wherever.
been ministering to them, but now they are moving.
Yeah.
Yes,
So that's
okay.
how I got introduced to YouTube around 2011 and 2012. So I started my first channel, uploaded videos and whatnots and stuff. And when I'm doing my videos and stuff like that, commenting on things, someone in one forum, I was part of many forums by that period.
Yeah.
For a lady from the US, she said, hey, Ricky, there's a hole in your theology. There's a hole. And I'm like, okay, what do you mean? She said, you are not clear on salvation. I can hear everything else, but you're not clear on salvation. And because you're not clear on salvation, it's affecting what else you preach.
Sure.
So the first...
So it's actually taking away from what you're trying to build.
Go
Exactly.
back to the foundation.
Yeah, she said, I think you need to sit down and focus on soteriology, solely soteriology. Don't study anything. She says you have a gift, definitely, but equip yourself. So, and then I met another preacher who, by that time, the 7-day guys, of course it had to be them. Not you, the church, those guys, those guys.
Yes.
They said, no, do you know that there's a heavy judgment for people that preach the word? And I'm like, do you guys want me in the church? Do you want me to serve? What do you want? It's a verse in James and stuff like that. He's misinterpreting it though.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, no, it's fine. I'm stopping. I stopped doing the YouTube. I stopped doing the thing. And then I studied soteriology. I spent so much time around salvation. Can we lose salvation? What is salvation? The spirit man, the body. After we are born again, where is that? God's judgment. What kind of judgment rests upon a Christian? What judgment is not on a Christian?
Sure.
You know, can you say that this person who's born again is subject to going to hell? You know, those kind of questions. I started having those kind of questions and stuff like that. In spite of whatever conversations people get into, the thing that I deduced out of them is that because we don't understand that sub-subject, we have misplaced everything else.
Sure.
Give an example. All my efforts to kind of like reach people for the truth and stuff like that. I remember during my period of evangelizing with kids, there was one time a lady stood up in a class and says, "Dude, it's enough already."
Sure.
I'm like, okay, wait. So I was talking about Illuminatis and that's what I used to preach. I didn't have a message of the gospel. So I used to say, no, you see, these things are wrong. Illuminati, what. So this this lady just stood up one day. She got so pissed. She said, "It's enough already, dude. Yeah, it's fine. We believe that." And then she pulled down her thing and she says, "Here is the tattoo. I'm part of that thing." And then she pulled up a thing and she says, "She has a tattoo of what. And I'm like, guys, did you guys just hear that? And then the kids just laughed and it was like they didn't hear nothing.
Sure. Right in front of their eyes.
Right in
exactly
front.
what you're saying. Here's someone that's saying.
Yeah, because I'd been preaching to these kids for like 6 months. I've been going to them, trying to show them, listen to me, these things are, there's a lot of demonic stuff out there, be very careful, what. And so all this time I'm speaking, I'm only showing them pictures and videos. Not knowing. So the lady, just one day, and it was just that one day. And at the end she said, "I had to." And she walked out. She said, "You are not ready, were you?" And I'm telling you, I could not believe that the kids did not even hear her.
It's like it wasn't even happening.
Yeah. And so that's when I realized, well, you know what? Yeah, this devil that we're dealing with here, or the devil that we're fighting here, it's an information war. The same way, for a Christian, you need that foundation to be properly laid.
And I think that's important right there. Please, can you wrap it up for us? That foundation to be properly set or made for Christians, how important it is. Just to wrap it up for us and just give us that knowledge.
Let's say, for example, it's important, if you have time, study temporal judgment. Temporal judgment is the kind of things that God might judge a Christian based on currently. 1 Corinthians chapter number, I'll give you a couple of hints. 1 Corinthians chapter number 5 is an example of temporal judgment. Here is a brother who's living in sin. He's now causing other people to think it's okay. That's the context. It's not him living in sin. It's that he's living in sin, now being an influence to other people. The Bible says, "Cast him unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh." So that's that's a form of temporal judgment.
Yeah.
And the temporal judgment is that there is death. A person, a Christian, if you're not careful and you continue thinking, "I'm going to send you to hell," you're saved.
Yeah.
But you may lose your life. That's scripture. I know you're going to talk about your feelings. You like feelings too much. I quoted a verse for you. So See, there's someone. There's a ninja warrior. There's a keyboard ninja warrior in the comment section. And so that's a version. This is what a Christian should be really focused around. There's temporal judgment. So we live right because of that. We live right because, although, he says, I've given you life and death.
Yes.
Choose life.
Choose life.
Choose
He even
life.
tells you.
He even tells you.
Yeah.
So he's telling you, hey, why would you want to live short?
Yeah.
Why would you want to cut
When
your
there
life
is
short?
an option
There's an option.
of life, yeah.
And so temporal judgment is another thing that a Christian should focus on and try to understand. Another one is eternal judgment. Where does a Christian stand when it comes to eternal judgment? With all these studies that you find from Islam and what else, Islam says when you get to the judgment throne, they will weigh your good versus your bad.
Okay.
And then if you have more good, you go to heaven. If you have bad,
Okay.
now, when you come to Christianity, that's not it. It's the nature that inherits thinking.
Yeah.
And that nature did not deserve it.
Sure.
So, if you are trying something, if you're trying to please God, you've missed it. You've missed it. You've created a stumbling block. Because that's exactly what the Jews did. They created a stumbling
There's no
block.
doing. You're just trying. It's an attempt for something.
Yeah.
But you actually never commit.
Yeah. Actually, it's like beauty. The ideal beauty that you have, like for instance, y'all guys look beautiful, right? But the way you would want to look, like if I
Yes.
did this, you
Yeah.
can't look like that.
Sure.
You can't. You're not gonna get there. You know? That's why if you see people that do surgeries, they continue going back. They continue
It's
going
a back and forth forever.
You're never going to look like that. And so if it's the same with works, God gave us 4,000 years worth of history so that we can realize that you're not going to get there. So when you have Ephesians chapter number 2, verse number 8, for by grace are ye saved, that not of yourself. It is the gift of God. Us getting to heaven is a gift.
That's it.
If you can't receive that, I pity you. I'm not going to debate you.
It's a gift.
Yeah, it's a gift.
Just take it.
If you want it. Now, it's so unbelievable, you're not going to believe it.
Drops mic. It's so unbelievable. You're not even going to believe it. Yo. Wow.
I
That
feel like
was-
we need more time, but we don't have the time. But I just, the salvation part for me was so important, and to also stress on that, because that is something we overlook. You become born again, you move on with your life, and then everything is like gone. But we don't understand the power that lies within that foundation and how important it is, because right now people are going around claiming that they're Christians, prophesying, behaving a certain way, cursing people, killing people, and freely confessing it, and tomorrow they're on the pulpit and people are listening to them. It just baffles me. Like, is this person saved? Why are you listening to this person? Why are we giving... it just baffles me sometimes, and I'm just like, we have to go back. Is this person saved? Is there salvation here? What does salvation even mean? And for me, even like right now, if us as, brethren, or we do similar things, and if we can't even be united, it's like, where's the salvation here that we are preaching to these people of God?
But remember, he said, I bring a sword. Sometimes, you remember the call that we had? I was saying, we need to accept that, take it. Take it. When you see that this is a loss, just take it and keep it moving. The reason why a lot of people cannot, like when we talk about salvation, right? We're like, why don't they want it? Why don't they get it? Why do they make works out of it? It's because a lot of people are revealing the traumas of their childhood. That's where it comes from. Is that you maybe with all these hyper fatherless houses and stuff like that, people are holding on to that idea that, you know what, it can't be easy to obtain forgiveness because it's not that easy for them to forgive someone. So, as a result,
how can God forgive me?
No.
Because it seems like an impossible task. So you thinking God is like you, but God is not like man.
You've painted God exactly as your heart states. So a lot of people, what I've realized is that they are literally looking at themselves, thinking about certain subjects pertaining to Christianity. That's why he says, they that are of a pure heart will see God. Why does he say that?
Sure.
They are
Pure
not
heart and
seeing.
clean hands.
Exactly. Because they can't see the kingdom because they don't have a pure heart.
Yeah.
And so learn to deal with these things. When the Bible says to forgive, do not go to bed before with a grudge. How do you deal with that? When the Bible says, as a believer, if you have done something wrong to someone, go to them. But then if you think you are free because when you didn't do something wrong, and he adds on top of that, he says, if someone has done something to you, you go to them. He made it worse for you.
You're preaching to me as we close.
Right? It's like
preaching.
coming
It's
together.
It's too personal. It's too personal. I receive the rebuke and I forgive, Lord. Thank you. We have come to the end of the show, unfortunately, but we look forward to what you have to say in the comment section below. Let the conversation continue. Let us know what you have taken out, what you have learned, and what really stood out for you in this episode, because I'm definitely sure there is so much that you have taken.
Guys, Brother Ricky is also on YouTube, okay? So please, when you are done watching this video, make sure you go and check out, is it Christian Reality Check?
Church reality check.
Yes, so they want to check you. You better be right. You better be right, okay? Also going to be a video about you. I always look forward to your work. I think you're doing an incredible job.
Yes.
And this is why we did name drop you on that other episode, because we're looking for people in the body of Christ who are not apologetic about the gospel and who are firm about it and who are saying, nah, guys, you know what? When something is out, it's out of order. Full stop. And they're not afraid to say, they're not afraid to not be liked because they're speaking the truth. And that's what you represent. And I love that about you, because sometimes I just don't have that in me.
Don't have the energy.
I am just,
It's
my
not
sister
having
has
it.
it.
No,
My
I
sister has
don't.
it. You know, like sometimes it's just like, but I know you are that guy. Like, you know what, whether you like me or not, here's the truth. And all of us need to be like that.
And the truth shall set
you
us
free.
free.
Yeah.
We have to say goodbye now. From myself, Innocent.
And myself, Millicent.
And
of
Brother
course,
Ricky.
Brother Ricky.
And our incredible crew. It's bye for now.
Bye.